In a quiet village surrounded by mist-covered mountains, there lived an old farmer who planted a Chinese bamboo seed beside his small wooden house. Every morning before sunrise, he walked to the same patch of soil carrying a bucket of water. He watered the ground carefully, softly, patiently. Then he returned home. Days passed, nothing grew. Weeks passed, still nothing. The soil remained empty and silent. Neighbors passing by would sometimes laugh quietly to themselves. Perhaps the seed was dead. Perhaps the old man is wasting his time. But every morning the farmer returned with the same calm devotion. Water, wait, trust. Spring became summer. Summer became winter. Still, nothing. No sprout, no leaf, no sign of life. 1 year passed, then 2. By the 3rd year, even the farmer's closest friends began questioning him. One afternoon, a young boy asked gently, "Grandfather, why do you keep watering a plant that does not grow?" The old farmer smiled but did not answer immediately. Instead, he poured water onto the empty soil once again and said softly, "Because not all growth is visible." The boy looked confused. To him, the ground looked lifeless. And honestly, sometimes even the farmer himself felt doubt creeping quietly into his heart. At night, while the wind moved through the mountains, he would stare at the dark patch of soil and wonder, "Am I nurturing something real, or only my own foolish hope?" But every morning, he still returned. Water, wait, trust. By the 4th year, the villagers completely stopped believing. Some pitied him, others mocked him openly. "Nothing will ever grow there," they said. And perhaps the hardest part was this: the farmer had no proof they were wrong, only faith. Faith in something he could not yet see. Then, during the 5th spring, something remarkable happened. A tiny green shoot finally broke through the soil. Small, fragile, barely noticeable. The villagers laughed again. 5 years for that? But the old farmer only smiled quietly, because he understood something they did not. And then, the impossible began. The tiny shoot started growing rapidly. In a single week, it doubled in size, then doubled again. Day after day, the bamboo stretched higher toward the sky. 10 feet, 20 feet, 50 feet, until within just 6 weeks, the bamboo tree stood nearly 90 feet tall above the village. The same people who once mocked the farmer now stared upward in disbelief. "How is this possible?" they asked. The old farmer gently touched the bamboo and replied, "The tree did not grow 90 feet in 6 weeks. It spent 5 years growing roots. Deep beneath the surface where no one could see, the bamboo had been building a foundation strong enough to support extraordinary height. Because if it had grown tall too early, the first storm would have destroyed it. So nature allowed the roots to grow first, quietly, patiently, invisibly." In life, many people become discouraged when they cannot immediately see results. They give up on dreams after a few months, abandon healing after a few painful seasons, question their worth because success has not arrived quickly enough. We live in a world obsessed with visible growth, visible achievements, visible beauty, visible progress. But some of the most important transformations happen underground, silently. A person learning patience after heartbreak, a soul rebuilding itself after loss, a quiet discipline practiced when nobody applauds. These things may not look impressive from the outside, but roots never grow for attention. They grow for stability. And perhaps that is why nature hides them beneath the earth. Because the strongest foundations are often built in silence. If your life feels slow right now, if you have been working, healing, praying, or trying for a long time without visible results, do not lose heart too quickly. Just because nothing is visible does not mean nothing is happening. Some seasons are not meant for blooming. Some seasons exist to deepen your roots. And one day, when your moment finally arrives, people may only notice the sudden growth. They will call it luck, an overnight success, a miracle. But you will remember the truth, the quiet years, the lonely mornings, the invisible work beneath the surface. Because long before the bamboo reached the sky, it first learned how to grow deep into the earth. And perhaps your soul is doing the very same thing right now. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with Soul Flora. If this story gave your heart a little hope tonight, stay close. There are more gentle stories waiting here. Stories for the unseen seasons, the silent growth, and the roots quietly becoming strong beneath your soul.